Hello and welcome to my F1 24 driver career mode here today for part 47 for the Mexico City Grand Prix, where in the news there has been some rumours that Logan Sargent could be on his way out of Haas and Formula 1 altogether if he can't find a seat next season. We come into qualifying though, ahead of the Grand Prix. We had to sit in the garage for a bit due to a sensor issue, but we're out on the track now and our first run wasn't particularly great, but neither was the second one because we lost all that time round in the final corner. So we're currently sitting at 3:14 as now we round the final corner. This is our final lap. We found 6/10 to go up to the line, and that is going to put us in 14.
Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Russell, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Brown, Stroll, Bottas, Sargent, Joe, Ocon, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. The cars come back to the grid to line up for the start of the race. Each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can. And they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, failing that within the points.
So here we go then, there's 5 red lights ahead of the Mexico City Grand Prix. And we're racing in Mexico. We've got a decent start. Can't get a real spin, but it's a long one down towards turn 1. We're drag racing the side, but now we're punching a little hole behind George Russell, who's given us a lovely little toe. We thought about going to the outside, but we're going to have to commit to the inside. There's contact with Nico Hülkenberg. We've had to go bouncing over the grass to avoid it. Now we're on the outside of the Mercedes. We have the inside line for turn 3. And we've got the exit there. We're ahead of the Mercedes, but we're still behind Nico Hülkenberg. We're going to fake to the outside, go down the inside, go for a double move now on Tsunoda and Lando Norris. We're going to go clean around the outside of both of them. Tsunoda though trying to keep his nose in down the inside. We've got the traction, we've got a great move under our belt there. 3 cars in 4 corners, but Tsunoda has managed to stick with us on the opening lap, and now he's coming back at us going into turn 1 on lap 3. What we're keeping behind at the road next is Pierre Gasly, and this is Lando Norris slowing down to retire from the Grand Prix. Lando's thing is done early on here in Mexico. The air is thin of course up here in Mexico, and his engine is clearly not being able to take it. But now we've pulled away from Tsunoda and we've got on the back of Gasly, and we're going to go to the inside of Gasly. We're now going to have the outside line. That's then going to turn back to the inside line, and we get the job done on Gasly just before the yellow flags to overtake Lando's parked McLaren. But we just couldn't pull away, and Gasly's going to have us back here. Tsunoda also has got him on the battle as well. Gasly overtakes us back, and Gasly's got us back, and it's going to be hard now to try and get him back with the DRS. We're still there though, we're still with Gasly as we head down towards turn 1. Tsunoda though's got a lovely toe. We're probably going to have to worry more about him than getting past Gasly. There's a big train in front of Gasly though. As we go to the outside of him, we're going to go sailing around the outside, and we will overtake the Alpine now. Hopefully we can get down the road, and up the road next is our teammate. And now this is Gasly and Tsunoda going wheel to wheel as we've pulled away from this battle. Tsunoda going to the inside and gets the Alpine before he even gets to turn 1. It's a great move there by Yuki Tsunoda. This is the Mercedes of George. Is he going to have a go at Gasly to the outside? Is he brave enough to hang it round the outside? He's going to go for it. Now has the inside line. Can he get the traction? No. He looks like he just about has. Gasly though looks to have the outside line a little bit more. Can he get the job done? He's now going to be on the outside line, round the outside. And they're still side by side here. Gasly's not giving up, but eventually he has to. And George is through. Now, eventually, we've just about managed to catch the back of this train behind the Mercedes of Carlos Sainz. As now we're all over the back of our teammate Fernando Alonso, who both of us still with an outside chance. More Alonso here as we go to the outside and the inside, and we get our teammate Fernando Alonso, catch him out there, and we've moved up into P7. But Alonso's not having that. He's going to have us back here. We've really squeezed him as we now drag race down towards turn 1. It's not really helpful battling each other here. We could get down the road, but we fend him off to the inside, and we keep Alonso behind for now. At the road next is Oscar Piastri in the McLaren, but Alonso is just fighting us. We overtook him because we had the pace, and now he just doesn't want to accept it. But we'll see if we can get on the back of the McLaren. We'll let him back through, as there's Lewis Hamilton getting past the Mercedes of Carlos Sainz. As now Tsunoda's having a great race here. He's really sticking on the back of us, annoyingly. As now that is Piastri trying to get past the Mercedes, but Carlos Sainz keeps him behind for now. As now George is caught at the back of this battle as well. It's a massive train behind Carlos Sainz, as he's overtaken Lewis Hamilton as well. The two Red Bulls and Charles Leclerc have disappeared. The top 3 have. So really it's just about trying to get through this DRS train and hopefully getting through without Alonso trying to overtake us again. We've got a DRS which is really helping us defend from Tsunoda and George Russell, as there goes Hamilton again on Carlos Sainz. We're too far back to have a go at our teammate. We're just kind of sat here at the minute waiting for any opportunity we have, and it's really slow out of that corner. And now we're near enough side by side, and our DRS is broke. Our DRS is broke as we go to the inside of our teammate. We're now 3 wide, as now we get Piastri as well. Piastri backs out. We're still around the outside though of Alonso. We've got no rear end because the DRS is stuck open. We've got a mechanical issue here, as now we've got basically no downforce. Piastri now is nearly hit us twice there as we're scrambling for some grip. We're all over the road trying to keep the car in the straight line. We've lost 2 seconds to Fernando Alonso. Piastri's trying to find a way through. We're going to have to pit and force our hand early on this tyre. But we've just about managed to keep the car in a straight line through the second and now final sector. As we're still struggling to find the grip, we're going to have to pit here. Hopefully our mechanics can sort this rear wing out, make sure it goes down, as now we're going to go off the medium onto the hards, and they have managed to close the DRS, so we're not going to have any DRS for the rest of the race, which is really going to hurt us down the pit straights. But it's better than it being stuck open for the entire race. That would basically be game over. If that was to happen in Monza, it wouldn't be an issue, but it's a very different track to Monza apart from the straight, as this is Lewis Hamilton boxing in his Ferrari. These were all ahead of us, just about a couple of seconds up the road. In that big DRS train was Lewis Hamilton right at the front, just behind Carlos Sainz. Now where do we come out here? There we are. We've done an absolute undercut of the century there. We were nowhere near Lewis Hamilton, and we've beat him out. We've done a big undercut there. So really, that DRS issue, I weren't planning on pitting that lap, but it's actually helped us out in this race. It's got us ahead of those cars we were right behind. Lewis Hamilton now in the Ferrari, trying to have his back. You can see Piastri in the background there as well, and Carlos Sainz as well. We've beat all of them out. The DRS issue has actually turned into a bit of a blessing here, because it's got us ahead of everyone who was stuck behind. Also, Lewis Hamilton has undercut Carlos Sainz as Hamilton goes for another move on us. You can see Alonso, he's miles behind. As George is there, and now here comes Lewis Hamilton, passes up the inside. He's got us lap 19, and he's got us there into turn 1. There's not much we can do about that. The Ferrari is through. Can we get him back, or is that game over for us? We've managed to stick with him on this lap, and we've got an okay exit. We haven't got a DRS, so this is going to be a very hard move. It's going to have to be on the brakes, but we've got the straight line speed just about. We're slowly getting closer to the back of that Ferrari. Now we're going to go to the outside and keep it pinned around the outside, have the inside line, and it's job done there on the Ferrari. And then we just found our groove, and we were pulling away from Lewis Hamilton. 2 seconds the gap now roundabouts to Lewis Hamilton, but the gap in front to Sergio Perez was just getting bigger. The 2 Red Bulls and Leclerc, if you clean up for us, they were far too quick today. We would lose about a second a lap, but we were keeping the gap behind to Lewis Hamilton up to 2.5 seconds now, nearly 3 seconds. As this is the 2 Red Bulls, Max ahead of Perez. He's in a great position, but because we are P4, he can't wrap up the title today as things stands. But it will eliminate Fernando Alonso from the fight, as this is Gasly. Ocon's Alpine, his engine has gone bang. They have so much unreliability to Alpine. Every single race weekend, one of their engines is going up in smoke. And there it is, his day is done. This is now Sergio Perez getting closer and closer to the back of his teammate, but he's too far back. But it doesn't matter, because Max is letting through with a big lock up there. Lap 36, the final lap of the Grand Prix. Is Max going to have him back here? He's going to go to the inside, and it's job done. I think Perez was told to let him back through for the sake of the championship. They're not going to get Leclerc, as here is Leclerc into the stadium section for one final time in this race. He rounds the final corner. Leclerc wins the Mexico Grand Prix from Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, and we are going to come home for P4. We've held off Lewis Hamilton. He did start to close in a bit more on us in the later stages, but what was an annoying DRS issue has given us a great result, and it's a P4 finish.
The man from Monaco will win again. Charles Leclerc takes the checkered flag.
It was a joy to watch today, honestly, because the driver was clearly able to read the conditions well on track, to use the information properly from the team, and usually come up with the right solution at the right time.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
So that's been your Mexico Grand Prix then, won by Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen P2 and Sergio Perez P3. Max putting himself in a handy position to wrap up the title in Brazil next time out. We're P4 and Lewis Hamilton rounds out the top 5. The DRS issue, despite nearly costing us, actually kind of helped us out because we ended up undercutting everyone, having to pit to fix the issues. Fernando Alonso was P8. And then down at the back there was 2 retirements. Lando Norris retired early on, Esteban Ocon retired late on, and Logan Sargent was the final finisher of the day in P18. But in terms of the Drivers' World Championship now, we've jumped Fernando Alonso after this weekend's results. There's 85 points left. Fernando Alonso 85 points behind, and Max has more wins than Fernando this season, so Alonso is out of the race for the title. Of course he can equal Max's points, but he can't beat him on count back, so Alonso's championship charge is over. We are the only man that can stop Max Verstappen this season. And then down at the back there's still many drivers still yet to score. Logan Sargent is bottom of the standings as well. And in terms of the constructors, it's a very good day for Red Bull, so they extend their lead out now to 17 points over us in P2, and then it's just Haas who are the only team still yet to score. So that's been then your Mexico Grand Prix. I hope you have enjoyed it. It was a decent race. But next we go to Brazil for the final sprint race of the season, and where we need a good result to stop Max Verstappen wrapping up his 6th world title. Can we keep it going? You'll have to come back and find out in Brazil. Goodbye.